The Tshwane University of Technology and its Institute for the Future of Work will host the third annual Future of Work Dialogue taking place on the 11th and 12th of November 2024 at the Maslow Times Square in Pretoria. The flagship event will feature more than 400 speakers and delegates comprising academia, civil society, government, as well as the private sector. We speak to leader in the public-private partnership, Dr. Unene Gregory. Doctor, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us on The Full View. Let's start with the idea or intention behind the Future of Work Dialogue. What is it?
Evening, Stacey. So as you mentioned, the annual dialogue is in its third edition this year. What we seek to do is bring together leaders, thought leaders from various sectors, the private sector, public, government, and also civil society, to really interrogate and address the different ways in which technology is advancing and changing the ways of work across South Africa and also this year, the continent.
We understand that among the aims is to transform Africa into a global powerhouse with technology and the innovation you speak of, as well as the skills by 2063 as per the AU's agenda. Do you think, though, current efforts, be it on the side of government or the private sector, suggest that we're on track to actually realize this goal?
That's very hard to say. The rate at which technology is affecting the way in which we work is unprecedented. Government and academia, along with private sector, are really doing their best to, at this point, start collaborating, plugging the gaps in infrastructure and training initiatives and knowledge required to really spearhead the continent towards that goal. Part of the emphasis of the dialogue is to foster that collaboration. We face very similar challenges across the continent. Different access to ICT and technology, various literacy in terms of tech, and also an infrastructure problem when it comes to digital solutions. What we're trying to do is get everyone in the same room and start really singing from the same hymn book, bringing the different strengths that government brings, for instance, from a policy and framework perspective, that industry brings from resources and understanding the trends, and what academia brings in terms of knowledge, and advancing that body of knowledge to come together and really chart a way forward to create inclusive and sustainable economic growth.
So beyond this robust discussion that takes place, is there some sort of a forum outside of this that then monitors that there is implementation of whatever is resolved or some of the resolutions from this dialogue?
So as an institute, our mandate is to really leverage the different stakeholders and build strategic partnerships so that we advance what each of us are doing in our own silos. Is there a forum? No, not at this point, but it's something we're definitely working towards. What we do as an institute is correlate the brilliant ideas and efforts that each of the partners are bringing to the table, and then chart an action plan on how collaboratively in our own space we can work towards that goal of advancing the continent.
I suppose it is important in that respect because you'd want to track that there is indeed progress. And then on the side of government, are you getting a sense that at this point, they're willing to collaborate or bring on board the private sector a bit more to assist in addressing the issues or challenges around innovation and skills development? Yeah.
So in the work that we do, we have the privilege of partnering with a lot of government departments. And as non-responsive as government might seem on the street, there's really a lot being done behind the scenes to kind of bring together and hold hands with different stakeholders to move the needle. A key point is some of the partnerships we have with DHEAD and DCDT, looking at the digital skills gap we have within the country and how we as academia can hold hands with government to make sure that we make programs available, initiatives available, and really foster innovation within that sector. But also with the public sector, there's an eagerness to really bring forth the access they have to trends and the changing technologies and make it accessible to students and communities to, in a way, make sure that no one gets left behind as technology changes the way we work. So there's definitely an appetite and eagerness and willingness for the different role players to come together and work with us as academia to move the needle.
All right, Doctor, thank you very much for your time this evening. That's Dr. Unene Gregory. She is a public-private partnership leader.